Due to the research and previous media knowledge I had, I was quick to learn the conventions of a music magazine. I got to put some work onto the research and ideas I already had in my preliminary task before designing and creating Undersound, my music magazine. My magazine addresses the indie rock genre of the underground music scene. I will draw my audience in with stereotypical indie rock conventions and display new artists to add depth. I noticed that during my research that magazines associated with indie rock genre are usually quite simple but cluttered. Images have meaning and background and not over-edited. So when planning my photo shoot, I had to take in the indie rock conventions of a photograph for a magazine as well as the natural conventions of a music magazine. This usually consists of a plain pose or person with a busy background, or sometimes opposite way round, but there's never two things happening at once. There's never a busy background with a busy person, or a plain person and a plain background. It's usually a mixture of the both to mix it up. Also, photos are usually unique and original, but use iconography to relate to famous artists and to drag in the audience. Another convention to an indie magazine is the artistic clutter sort of style. When creating my magazine, I created this artistic clutter to the page to show it's jam-packed with information and artists, but I presented it clearly so it didn't look messy. I also dragged this artistic feeling through with my masthead. I originally designed 2 mastheads for my magazine, and when asking for the audience opinion, they picked this one. Plus it fits in more with the indie genre as it's original and unique. On my music magazine is that I've listed articles and artists on the side of the front cover that are involved in the magazine. This is to draw the readers in. Through the research process, I see that a lot of magazines, I emphasise the word a lot, have used this convention on their front covers. Here are a few. For example, my magazine will have a niche market, as it is for the underground scene of music with the indie rock genre. The audience is therefore small and selected. This makes the magazine special and news limited and original. This gives me a selective audience to work with. And another convention that my magazine follows is the page numbers on the corner of each page. Also, the related to the topic pictures, professional images that are not over-edited and clearly presented for the audience to see. Titles that are displayed and presented are in bold, bright colours to highlight the point. Also, large groups of text are put into columns and are in clear font and colour. This is quite a simplistic layout of a magazine as well. I gathered this from my research of indie rock music magazines and following them conventions to drag in my audience.